Alright, the next finely specific term example that we're going to do is when they actually ask you for a term that's independent of x, also known as the constant term. So this is actually the binomial term that they've given you, x cubed minus 2 over x squared to the power 10, and you want the term that's independent of x. In other words, you're actually looking for a term such that x is to the power of 0. Right? Now to start off, what we're going to do is that we're just going to deal with all the x terms only, and we use the law of the inverse to help us. So from this one here, x to the power 3, I'm just going to write down x to the power 3. And from this one here, this is a denominator. So this was actually a reciprocal. Now when I bring it up, so to speak, this is actually power of negative 2. Alright? And I'm going to end off by writing here x to the power 0 because this is the independent term. So x to the power 0 is an independent of x term. Now, what is that term that will give us this one here? Okay, it's a 10 choose 3, 10 choose 5, we do not know. But we know the maximum power is 10. So let's call it as 10 choose r. Okay, so 10 choose r. This r1 will be the one that will give me the power of 0 for x, but I do not know what r is yet. Okay, so I'm going to put r as here, and since the maximum power is 10, so this will be 10 minus r. Remember, these two must add up to the maximum of 10. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to use the law of the indices to help us. So when this is 3 and you have a bracket and 10 minus r, we're going to be able to multiply this. So we have 30 minus 3r times, this is negative 2, and then I have the r there, so I'll have negative 2r, and I'll equate it to 0. Now you realize that I'm just using only the x terms. I did not use the sign of negative here. I did not use the 2 which is here. We will use it later on. Now to keep it clean, we are only going to use x to help us figure out what is the r term that we need. Alright? Now again, using law of the indices, if this is a times, I'm able to add up these two together, right? So I have x to the power of 30 minus 5r must give me x to the power 0. And since the two bases are the same, I can equate the exponent. So I have 30 minus 5r is equals to 0. 5r is equals to 30. So r is equals to 6. And there we have it. So this is the term that is going to be the one that we want. So r is 6. So in other words, we have 10 choose 6. First bracket, second bracket. And this time around, you're really going to use everything that you see. So if the first term is x cubed, I'm going to write down as x cubed. The second term in the bracket is negative 2 over x squared. So this time I do write the negative 2 over x squared. And since this one here is 6 that we figured out, that was the r that we figured out, so this is going to be the one which is 6. So if this is 6, 10 minus 6 is 4. So I know that this has to be a power of 4. Alright, so I'm going to use my calculator to evaluate 10 choose 6, and that's going to give me 210. X cubed to the power of 4, so multiply, I'll be able to get it as x to the power 12. Now this one, you have to be a little bit careful, yes, this is negative 2, but you have power of 6 which is an even power, so eventually you're going to get it as positive 64. And for the denominator, you have x squared, so power of 6 will give me x to the power 12. And you realize that x to the power 12 and x to the power 12 will indeed divide each other out. So that's why you won't have any more x terms in the end. So that's what we mean by independent of x. Alright? And the only two things that you have left is 210 and 64. So you multiply these two, you get 13440, and this will be your answer. It's a term that doesn't have x, it's independent, also known as a constant term.